Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo here, and welcome back to another Total War Rome 2 Siege battle. This one is a 4v4, and in this battle, we are in Athens, or at Athens, and the attackers are stacking all of their forces on one side. I think that's I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it can work out. It's going to be pretty juicy. It's going to be intense as you know, both sides are going to be fighting in one area, which is this wall here, a little bit over here. Usually when we see Athens and it's a 4v4, the attackers tend to go two armies here and then possibly sometimes two armies over here, which kind of spreads out the defenders. But we're going to see how this plays out and if the attackers can break through the walls here and take Athens. So let's go ahead and check out these armies, these factions here. We'll start with the attackers. We have Macedon, good old Macedon. We have the Seleucids. We have Epirus, so very powerful Greekish factions, some more Greek than others. And then we have the Egyptians, and that is the entire attacking force. Very powerful factions that are going to be attacking this side of the Athenian wall. Now, on the defense, we've got less Greek factions. We have the Armenians. We have Nabatea, Massaicily, which is like desert Rome, and then we have some barbarians. We have the Galatians. So those are all the factions here today. Let's go ahead and do normal speed, and let's see how this is going to play out. Well, it does start off here with some wall artillery trying to soften up the Macedonians, who are pushing up some tortoises. Same thing with the Seleucids. And Epirus. They are all pushing up a very large amount of tortoises. Now, I like tortoises. I think they're very strong because, well, they make more openings that your infantry, your infantry can run through, right? But sometimes it can be at a disadvantage when you knock down a section of the wall that could lead to taking arrow towers and running down the staircases, because sometimes you do want to put your archers up on the wall and fire down. The wall can benefit the attackers, and I've seen it many times in Rome too. And in this case, if you go all in with all these tortoises, you might lose out on those opportunities. But nothing so far. I'm kind of looking at the defenders here, checking for any kind of sally out. They do have, Nabatea has some desert heavy lancers. We also have some Eastern cataphracts. So this is a pretty expensive and powerful cav force. I definitely think they are going to send them out sometime during this battle. Also, I want to say this battle replay was sent in by Joe On It. He is also a Total War YouTuber. He plays some other things as well. But he does a lot of Rome 2 sieges, so check out his channel. It's linked down in the video description. So Macedon has made it to the walls. They've definitely taken some losses, but hey, that's okay. They pushed up militia hoplites. That's the whole point of these guys. Now, unfortunately, this unit, I don't think they're going to make it, as they are wavering as they get to the walls, and they're now getting shot in the back as they flee. But they serve their purpose. They got the tortoise to the wall, and the other two tortoises are doing good. They're, knocking down the walls, and this should collapse here in any moment, because the tortoises make these walls look like they're made out of paper mache. And there they go. Now, down over on the other side, we have the same thing. We have a ram that made it to the gate. We have three tortoises that are currently knocking away at these walls. And they're going to try to destroy them. And they will destroy them. Looks like this one, they destroyed the, I guess they destroyed the ballista, but it doesn't really matter because I'm sure this thing was out of ammo, or near out of ammo. I think they're actually going to try to move it and maybe go for a different wall. But we have Massaicily. He's already pushing up some slave infantry to try to help hold this wall. So they're prepping and getting prepared here. And we're kind of zoom out here, make sure we're not missing anything too juicy. No cav sally out yet. Epirus is also pushing on this flank. This is a very important flank. If the attackers have artillery, I'd say shoot at this building here, because there are some units. These are really good heavy archers. All it takes to collapse this building is like 2 hits with artillery. I am very careful with this building because, again, it's very fragile. Yes, it gives you a very cool vantage point, and it looks awesome, but it can kill your entire unit. But I don't think the attackers are bringing any equipment, like siege or like artillery. I don't see any, so I think those units are safe, and they don't have anything to worry about. So there you go, and look at this. Pixelated is charging out some desert legionaries to, I guess, scare off the Macedonians. I think they were trying to stop this tortoise as it's repositioning and was going to go for this wall here, but Pixelated is not going to have it, and Macedon is probably going to have to send up more forces to secure this area and use the tortoise to knock down this wall. And here comes the rest of the tortoises. Look at this. They're just going all in with these tortoises, and the defenders are just, yeah, okay, go for it. Bring down the walls. Sure, it took forever to build, and we're going to have to rebuild them if we win this battle, but knock them down and see what happens. And Nabatea is sending some desert levy. They're doing the same thing as Pixelated was doing, sallying out and trying to get really the weak infantry away from the sea. I don't see the point of this, honestly. I guess they're causing the hillmen to waste their ammo a bit by charging in. It's better that the hillmen waste their jabbies on a crappy desert levy unit than, say, like an elite unit. So maybe that was their strategy going into this one, which is a possibility. Or they're just buying more time, I suppose. There goes all the tortoises. The Seleucids are going to flank around with their hillmen. And I can't imagine these desert levy fighting for much longer, as they are kind of getting surrounded as we speak. Alright, so Epirus over here is also kind of moving up another tortoise. Again, trying to open up as many opportunities for the attackers to push infantry through these walls. And it looks like the Armenians are the ones who are going to be the initial defense here. We have Pixelated kind of holding the, I guess this would be their right side of their forces, of their formation. And then we have Galatia kind of being a reserve force, and Nabatea also kind of being a reserve force. But it looks like most of his troops are concentrated on holding here. Once again, they sallied out some troops. This time they sent in Nabatean swordsmen, which are much more deadly than desert levy, and they scare off the Epirus levies here. But they're just going to go back up, and I'm sure they're going to repeat and, yeah, rinse and repeat here. And sure enough, the swordsmen are going to go in and make sure these Epirus soldiers do not knock down another section of the wall. I don't think it's a big deal. I think the defenders are just kind of playing a cat and mouse thing. It's, you know, trying to get in their head. I mean, you know, what does it really matter if Epirus knocks down this wall here? I guess they have a bigger pathway to run more troops in, but it doesn't really change too much. So the fact that the defenders are kind of sallying out and trying to slow them down as much as possible, maybe they're just playing the long game. Because keep in mind, typical Rome 2 siege battles are an hour-long timer, and if you run out of time as the attacker, you lose. So maybe the defenders are just trying to waste more time here for the attackers, sally out and slow down their advance, which is definitely a possibility. But look at this. Nobody's really charged in yet. We still have the potential sally out force that is just kind of waiting here. And then we have more tortoises from Macedon and Egypt. We're going to go for this wall, which is smart, but Galatia is waiting for it. You can see they've got the Galatian legionaries. They are well aware of potential attack positions, and I think Galatia was, you know, prepared for it. They've got their 2 units. That's all they need, too. They also have some archers up here, some slingers. So, yeah, I think that's a good eye from Galatia to kind of look out for that and prepare for that, where they, you know, potentially could attack in Athens. Words are hard, excuse me. Here we go. I think we're going to have our first commit here. 37 hillmen. Where were you when the 37 hillmen charged the city of Athens? And where were you when they got absolutely annihilated? Hey, but honestly, guys, that's a pro play. That is a pro play by the Seleucids. They wasted so much Javis, or Pila, because they're like desert Romans. They wasted so much Pila on 37 hillmen. Okay, keep that in mind. Hillman, that was a waste of ammo. You know, it's hard trying to make sure you don't waste your ammo and stuff like that, because you need to make sure you turn off fire at will, and then you got to turn it back on when you need it, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was a good play by the Seleucid. Let's see if they do it again. Hold on, let's see if they go for it again. This is kind of huge right here. This is actually pretty genius. I like it. Send in the crappy units. Do they throw Pila again? And sure enough, they're gonna sit here. And I don't think they're gonna make the same mistake twice. They're like, okay, you got me there, Seleucids, but I'm not gonna waste my ammo again. And the Seleucids are just like, come on, it's a juicy, delicious Hillman unit. Feast. Oh no, they are feasting. Oh no, they're wasting ammo. Okay. Well, it looks like he used a little bit of it. I would just sit there. What are Hillman gonna do? They're getting blasted by the arrow towers anyways. Here comes another Hillman unit. And sure enough, the Romans use another volley. Why is he wasting ammo on such crap troops? Now we have Macedon, who's in the city streets as well. But, you know, because of this, like, small little neighborhood here, there's no need to send troops here. Just got to hold here and here. So very wise from the defenders to kind of select their defensive points, you know, wisely. And hold where it's only necessary. Now back over on this side, I believe the slingers have really chewed up the Egyptian Galatian swordsmen who pushed up a tortoise. But I think they've kind of given up on this. Which is probably for the best. I don't see the attackers gaining anything too much here by attacking this faraway wall. I think they need to, yeah, here we go. Battle time is about to commence. Look at this. Macedon is going all in, baby. This is what I'm talking about. We have Macedon pouring in their thorax swordsmen against the brave Macedonian infantry, whatever, however you refer to the people of Macedon. But yeah, they are holding well, and this is finally, the siege is starting to pick up, as it was a slow beginning. Same thing over here. We have the Seleucids, who now pushed up much better units compared to the Hillmen. And they're going to use their Javies here to try to soften up, which, keep in mind, guys, Desert Legionaries could have been throwing back their Pila. But unfortunately, they wasted it all on Hillman. And now they sit there. And they're actually going to... What are they doing? Oh, it's like they were trying to form Testudo to protect their men, but... Yeah, I mean, it kind of backfired there because they broke the formation right as the Thorax Swordsmen threw their volley. And, you know, forming Testudo to block from Javies isn't always the best because the Thorax Swordsman, in a blink of an eye, can charge in. And obviously, being in Testudo does not help you in close combat melee. But yeah, and now we have Epirus going full sail over here. Going in with some mercenary Italian swordsmen against the Hillmen of the Armenians. We have more troops pouring in. Oh, Samnite warriors. These guys are much better than the Italian mercenaries. Very nice. Now we do have a flanking unit here of Hillmen. At least trying to flank. This would give them a good position to hit the rear of Epirus. But we got some stragglers who are like, hey, wait a second. Protect our flank. As the soldiers of Epirus kind of hold this flank with like a handful of troops. Pretty epic. Pretty cool. Let's go back over to the other side and see where Macedon led the charge. Now it looks like we have Egypt sending in some Galatian swordsmen, mercenaries, and are kind of getting through the desert forces here, Macedon a little bit, but they still have a lot of work to do. And the fighting commenced. Let's go back over to this side. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Where's the cav? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Okay, I was like, oh my god. I was kind of mad at myself for a second. I was like, did I miss the Sally charge? Desert Heavy Lancers are now behind the enemy position. I do not know if they see them, though. They do have some units facing the enemy cav, or the defender's cav. But I don't know if they saw them or not. I assume they did. Usually the more players that are playing, the more eyes you have watching, and it's easier to, you know, to pick up on those sneaky cav charges. Let's go back over here where we have a mix of Seleucids, Macedon, and Epirus still trying to fight through here. And it looks like Epirus is doing a decent job of slicing through these axemen here. But we'll see. I mean, the thing that I've noticed from the attackers that they're not doing too well. Well, okay, so, oh, and a crash. Okay, guys. I think we're back where we left off, almost exactly. Anyways, as I was saying, Epirus, I don't even remember. What was I saying? Epirus is attacking. They're doing well. They're taking on these axemen, and we are starting to see some breakage here. Now, to be fair, it's Hillman. It's not a big deal, but it is good to see that Epirus is doing decent. They are breaking over here. Hopefully, they send up more forces. You don't want to lose the momentum of this push. You don't want to lose the momentum of this attack. So whenever I'm attacking in these siege battles, I always make sure I have units nearby, close by, to support and keep pushing up reinforcements to make sure the attack continues and progresses without any kind of like delays of, you know, units breaking or something. Now, we do have the Cav of Nabatea shifting over to the, this would be, I guess this would be the attackers' right. This would be the left for the defenders. But they're shifting over their Desert Heavy Lancers. They split in two. This is interesting. I think they're trying to find a weak spot in the army, and I'm seeing a weak spot right here. Look at this. There's 2 units of archers. I think Epirus sees it too. They're sending over their Samnite warriors. But they are looking. They are looking for a soft spot in the army. And they're being patient. Very, very patient as Nabatea hide their cav into this patch of trees here. And they just keep waiting. I like that patience. I love it. And it's really caused, it's a little bit of a headache for the attackers as they are trying to, one, focus on the main attack, but at the same time they have to look behind them and watch that cav. And you know, I think I mentioned this many times in many replays of Rome 2, that don't feel like you have to charge out your cav right away. Don't feel like you have to sally out your cav and engage them in battle right away. Even if you lose the element of surprise by sallying out your cav, they see it coming, well, just wait. Just wait. Because I promise you, there will be an opportunity to hit them when they're not paying attention. And I think we're seeing that from Nabatea as he continues to wait to send in their cav. Now, where did their other cav go? Oh, no! What happened? They died. Oh, the archers must have focused their fire on them. Ooh, that's a big loss for Nabatea. Well played by the Seleucids, who got some pretty decent kills with their Syrian heavy archers. I like how they're holding back their archers as well. Got a big patch of archers over here, not firing. They're really trying to hold on to their ammo for late game, which is always smart, but don't be afraid to use some of your ammo at the beginning of the battle to kind of help push you through the initial defenses. So the fighting's still getting pretty difficult. I think we're starting to see Galatia throw in some reserves. Remember, Galatia being more of a reserve force. There's not much that really happened over here. But yeah, they've sent in reinforcements. They're trying to bolster the front line, which is being held mostly by Pixelated. Also, Pixelated's holding over on this side as well. Epirus has kind of lost their momentum here. We had the Seleucids now throwing in some thorax swordsmen. And it's just been a grind for this one area of Athens. Now, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is another thing I kind of forgot to mention about the whole tortoise strategy. Look at this position here of these Nabatean heavy archers. They already have 64, 60, it's just in counting. Look at that. Look at those kills. Look at that. They're almost at 80. They were at like 65 when we first looked at them. That is insane. So, this is what I'm talking about. You got to be careful with the tortoises, because the fact that they knocked down this wall right here, they can't attack this wall because of the slums over here. So that means these archers up here are completely safe. They are completely safe. They don't have to worry about anything unless, enemies go up the ladders or stairs or whatever, but they're not. They can't. So these archers, they are starting to die now. Unfortunately for them, they're getting focused down. So good job by the attackers to counter these archers. But they did rack up 100 and about 20 kills just sitting up here on the wall. So great job on them. Here comes another wave from Epirus sending in some throw spears. We also have Macedon with some thorax swordsmen. They're getting shot by arrows like no other. But yeah, so far I think this push right here for the attackers is pretty good. Alright, still occasionally checking the... Can I make this bigger? Oops, did not mean to do that. My bad, guys. I'm still occasionally checking the cav over here and just kind of waiting for him to get an opportunity. But again, look how worried they are from that cav. Look at all the units sitting back here watching that cav. It's such a headache. It is such a headache for the attackers. Got a little bit of a charge here from the Armenians. And then we got some, I think skirmishers up here, but they might have just ran out of ammo. They got 91 kills. They got their daggers out now. So they did rack up some kills firing into the side of the attackers, Epirus, Macedon. And Egypt, look at this. Egypt is really pushing in a ton of he brought a lot of Galatians. He's also got the Sobek cultists who are pushing into the fight as well. It's pretty crazy. Fighting the good fight. Oh, look at that. They're pushing them back. They are pushing them back. And the defenders are going with the bend but don't break strategy, giving up some ground. I wonder where they're going to turn and face the attackers here. It's got to be like right here. I can't imagine them. Oh, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. Look at this. They're going to push them all the way back over here, and then boom. You're going to have a great flanking position here. You're going to hit them from two sides. I like that little maneuver there from the defenders. That was pretty genius. That was pretty awesome. Now Pixelated's going in to support. We got some skirmishers that moved up, some heavy Nubian skirmishers. Now we got the Desert Legionaries. Look at that. That really helps out the defenders right there. That was big because you really spread out the attackers' force. Instead of concentrating one side, they now have to worry about two sides here. But they have claimed this area. They are finally pushing through. Galatia is sending over some swords to plug these holes. I wonder if Galatia is going to go this way and try to get the archers of Egypt. But we're also seeing... Where are they going? Where are these guys going? Oh, look what charged in. Look what charged in. The Desert Heavy Lancers. Going after the Syrian Heavy Archers. And that was a decent charge. They are doing a decent amount of damage. They already... Oh, they're doing a lot of damage. How many kills they got? 178. Now they're going for the next wave of archers. We have infantry pouring out as well. Let's also... We've got... What is this? We got swordsmen who sallied out. Whoa, look at this sally out. That's crazy. I think... Wow, they're still going. This cav is nasty. 200 kills. Holy crap. And they are gone. They're pretty much dead. But 200 kills. More than 200 plus. 214. I think I saw that. 216. 217. They're still getting kills while they're breaking. They killed so many archers. So many archers. Not only did they kill a ton of archers and units and men, but they also got the attackers to waste a ton of their projectiles on them as well. And of course, the arrow towers shooting down at these forces. That was a huge sally out. He did a lot of damage there. Totally worth it. 200 kills with one cav unit. Absolutely, that's worth it. So now Galatia is holding back. Look at this. Galatia versus Galatia. How sad. They are holding back these forces. And Masacely, I was going to say, Masacely, I guess you're going to throw some Pila a little bit. Nice, try to soften them up. Hold the line. And then we have Macedon going in with their spears. Now these guys, yeah, I like this. They're going to form a little bit of a square. They should have ammo. What's cool about the throw of spears is that they, you know, they have a lot of projectiles. But it doesn't look like they're throwing any. And Egypt is starting to waver, but so is Masacely. They still hold over here. Epirus looks like they're pretty much wasted. And now we have... Is this the general? Oh my god. Royal Cataphracts going in and harassing the Seleucid infantry. Trying to hold on to this flank over here. So a nice little charge there. And then we got a cycle charge with the infantry. And they're really trying to kill these thorax swordsmen. These thorax swordsmen have 133 kills. How about that? Pretty good amount. Just holding this flank. I feel like the attacker's best chance of winning this battle is going to be over here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold that thought. Look at this. We've got the general of Nabatea. He sallied out. Now, keep in mind, this battle is pretty even. The balance of power is even, guys. You see this? The bottom? It is even. So, to throw out your general like this could be disaster. Oh! Well, they didn't kill any, but they knocked many down. There we go. Now they're starting to kill them. So they kill about 6 men. Make that 7 from the Royal Peltis. That was a juicy charge. It always looks like it's deadlier, but yeah, no. I mean, killing 7 guys is pretty good there. And now we also have, look at this. Nabatea is just setting out their infantry. This is so good. Trying to get the weak troops out. Oh my god, these guys are so fast too. They're catching up to these archers. Oh my god, it's a madhouse. Look at this. Massive sally out. A late game sally out. Galatia's out here. Nabatea, Masacely. The whole team is pushing. Now, the Armenians are out. They're charging out troops as well. So on the side, oh, this is good. On the side that they won, they are just pouring out infantry, archers, cav. We have Epirus who's like kind of returning. I guess Epirus was thinking about going here, maybe around here, but because of this sally out, it's forced Epirus back over here. And because the attackers are so far deep into the defense here, it's kind of hard for them to kind of fall back and help out over there. So it's like they kind of pulled them into a trap, locked them into a fight, and then on the weaker side of the attacking army, they sallied out, and they're causing a ton of commotion. That was pretty cool. Now the balance of power, I would say, is slightly in favor of the defenders because of this sally out, this late game sally out. There were Royal Cataphracts riding around, cycle charging, supporting Nabatia's infantry. And now they've got units that are behind Epirus here. And what is Epirus going to do? Well, Epirus is going to fight. Epirus is fighting hard. They're breaking the Armenians. They broke the Axemen. They've got these Royal Peltas. And now the Royal Peltas getting charged by the Nabatean Noble Cav. But Epirus definitely... Hey, just because Epirus has a small army here doesn't mean they're not a threat. Because their units are very good, what they have left. We've got the Royal Pelt... 2 units of Royal Peltas that are getting cycle charged by the Cav. Probably because they're terrified by fighting them in prolonged melee. That's crazy. Same thing over here. Look at this. Nabatea trying to kill the Seleucid general. And then we have some Eastern Cataphracts closing in as well. And they are surrounding both the Seleucid and Macedonian general. So they got them surrounded. They're trying to kill them quickly. If they kill these 2 generals, it's over. I just don't see the attackers recovering from this. I mean, they're trying to push through here, and that is an option. They could just ignore the noise over here, push through, and maybe go for the town center. But even at the town center, there's fully, like, I don't even think these guys have used... No, they've killed 100... Okay, so they do have some units kind of holding... 300 kills. Oh my god. Galatia racked up so many kills with their archers. That's crazy. So yeah, the defenders are on full-on attack mode as they clean up the rest of the troops. Juicy sally out where the attackers just did not expect it. And it just caused chaos. Now we have the what's left of the Epirus army kind of forming up in this patch of trees here and kind of waiting for the defenders, but the defenders aren't going to go for it. Why would they? Why should they? They gain nothing by engaging Epirus. Maybe you can kill Epirus, but if I was them, I would keep pushing this way, surround Egypt from 2 sides, because Egypt is a much bigger threat than, say, Epirus. So, yeah, and I think that's what they are going to do. They're going to flank behind, and Egypt knows. Egypt has their general. They're now using the walls as if they were the defending faction. Oh, how the turntables. Oh, how the turntables. There we go. Here comes the, I guess you could say the final nail in the coffin as they are pushing from 2 different angles. And I think they did actually decide to turn back and face Epirus because Epirus is getting aggressive here, so you might as well face them. Oh boy, this is just... Look at this. Classic tactic here, holding with infantry, hammer and anvil. And here comes this deadly Cataphract Cav unit that already has 149 kills. I don't know why the infantry fell back. I guess they were afraid of the, maybe of like a friendly damage from the charge. But they got them surrounded. These Peltas are done for. And now we have more Cav kind of running amok here. We got more Royal Cataphracts with 36 kills, looking for more kills to add to their resume. And they also just slaughtered the Royal Peltas general of Epirus. And now really it's coming down to Egypt to try to win this one. And look at Egypt had to commit a lot of his reserves to hold this street, which leaves this area open to attack. And I think that's what we're going to see. as we are down to the last minute of this battle, and I think it's quite clear Epirus is out of the game. Egypt's getting surrounded. I think it's quite clear that the defenders are going to take this one with a well-timed, chaotic sally out on the weakened side of the attackers, and it just annihilated them. My goodness, just annihilated the attackers. So I'm pretty sure what we're gonna see is Egypt break here as we're getting down to the last 30 seconds of this battle. And sure enough, there it is. Massive rout. And then as soon as all this cav, all this infantry goes through the breaches in the walls, right here, that's it. Boom. And you have a victory for the defenders. Let's go ahead and end the replay. Look at the results here. So GG to all the players here. Big shout out to Joe on it for the battle replay. Again, he has his own channel, which is linked down in the video description. But everybody did a fantastic job. This was a lot of fun. It was exciting. It was interesting. And you rarely ever see that, a late game sally out. That was cool. That was really fun to watch. So guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle as much as I did. And I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield.